Hey, my name is PolishLynx. Let's continue. Sakura Gamer. Few days pass. Actually, 1 day for us. Anyway, we now have precisely 10 days until the summer manga market, and the three of us are making reasonably good time. I've written 6 scenes, bringing the word count to a respectable 20,000 characters. Not bad, huh? It's been a long time since I've written anything fictional. I used to roleplay with Clover a lot, but it yielded poor results. I hated relinquishing my fictional words to Clover so she could ham-fistedly insert her own characters into my universe. It caused me unimaginable pain. Roleplaying is supposed to be a joint activity. In theory, anyway. It was a theory, however, I was never quite able to master. I was too much of a control freak. Being the sole writer on this team is liberating. Finally, I can make my characters say what I want, do what I want, act like I want, and Clover isn't here to get in the way. Clover's never been very good at writing. She didn't take it seriously. Her characters' speech patterns were inconsistent, their backstories were nebulous, and their interpersonal relationships changed at the drop of a hat. So if you need a character like that in your story, just ask her to create that character. I mean, sometimes maybe that would work out, right? One character like that? Why not? Anyway, sometimes she even got their names mixed up. Well, I won't make any other mistakes, hopefully. I'm halfway through the proposed 40,000 characters script already, and I have the rest of the scenes planned out. Now the crucial scenes are blocked in, all 15 of them, and I can finally give Suki a list of all the assets required to make my vision into a reality. Firstly, I prepared a list of the pieces of background art we need. Because we have less than 2 weeks to create a finished product, I tried to reduce the number of background assets needed as much as possible. I tried to set the story in a small handful of locations to reduce the need for background art. According to Suki, background art is one of the most tedious and time-consuming parts of her job, and sadly, is the least appreciated. Most people don't notice the backgrounds in visual novels unless they're incredibly ugly or exceptionally pretty. Or, as PolishLynx noticed a lot of times, the clocks don't have indicators. Otherwise, they're just there. Too much background art could slow production down by weeks, maybe even months, so I had to be sparse. I've managed to whittle the number of backgrounds needed down to 6, which should be enough for her to handle. Suki also needs to work on the CGs too, or in layman's terms, computer graphics. In a visual novel, a CG is any piece of artwork used to depict a complex scene which can be properly expressed with sprites and backgrounds. For instance, an image of Suki reclining on the couch holding her tablet would count as a CG. This one. In case you don't know, this is the one we are talking about. Ah, wrong save. Yes. No. God damn it! I didn't. Okay, I should have expected. And instantly, that's what she happens to be knowing right now. Now this looks like a familiar sight. Hey, Nekohime! Suki lifts her head and gives me a bright smile. Did you finish that list of required art assets for me? Yeah, I updated the online doc, so you should be able to access it. That's great, thank you! And, I was wondering... What? You have quite a lot of work on your plate. That's right. Aren't you worried about meeting the deadline? Nah, I'll be fine. Are you sure? My grandmother was horrid, but her harsh instruction helped me a lot. She made me spend hours and hours practicing my calligraphy, and after that, drawing a few pieces of background art should be a piece of cake. Well, if you're sure... I'm always sure I can handle it. She gives me a thumbs up. And if the workload gets too heavy, I can ask Clover to help. Is Clover good at digital art? She's not as good at me, But she doubles. I can ask her to paint in the clouds and the grass in the backgrounds and the CGs. That's not too hard. You're going to split the work to save time. Yep, it's quite common for visual novels to have lead artists who draw the characters and assistant artists who handle the backgrounds and the other tiny details. Is that how it is? Probably. It increases the overall productivity of the production team and helps products get released faster. If I were doing CGs, I wouldn't be able to handle it like that. There's my problem. Preferring to work on everything alone. That is problematic, sure, but I think I prefer everything to be done by me if I have to do something, okay? I don't like to split anything. Oh, okay. You know quite a lot about this, huh? Of course! We're aiming to be professionals after all. But what if you can draw all the CGs in time? We can't release a finished product with sketches or placeholders. Let's see. Suki ponders, idly tapping her tablet pen against her lower lip. If it comes to that, we can always use a few shortcuts. Because art assets are some of the most time-consuming and expensive assets to produce out of visual novels. Reuse their CGs. So they will display the same CG more than once. Exactly! A lot of CGs are deliberately designed so they can be repurposed in multiple parts of the story. For example, in a visual novel with a lot of fight scenes, there might be a CG of the character holding a sword. And this single CG image can be reused every single time the same character is engaged in a sword fight. Yep, scrimping and saving can go a long way. Oh, but you don't want to reuse CGs too much. It has to be done at the right moment or it will look cheap. Scenes have to be written carefully without too many unique details, so they can match a single CG seamlessly. For example, this CG of a character with a sword might have daytime lighting. In that case, you can use the CG during a fight that takes place at night, even if the character is holding a sword in both scenes. Artists and writers should work together, hand in hand, so the art assets blends with the story and enhance it. If the art assets don't match the writing, it will distract from the experience. Detract. In that case, you'd be better off writing an ordinary novel. I see. I nod my head and one hand under my chin. Maybe I should have brought a notepad with me to write all this down. Suki is surprisingly good at giving out advice. And for some reason I'm experiencing a surprising sense of déjà vu. What? The following day. Hey Clover, how is the music coming along? Oh, Nekohime! Clover spins about on her swivel chair and gives me a bright smile. It's going good. I think I've sketched out a couple of the tracks, including the title. No. Actually, I need to... Because my head hurts a little bit. Okay. I've sketched out a couple of the tracks, including the title theme. Did you listen to the references I gave you? I sure did! You were really thorough with the references, said Nekohime. It was super helpful. I'm sorry if I sent over too much. I just want to do everything perfect. Some things never change. I don't know much about music production. It might not be possible to do everything I want. Well, some of the tracks you sent me were a little complex. I could probably produce tracks of that caliber if I had some more time, but this is quite the tight deadline we have here. I know. I hope my expectations weren't too high. Oh, that isn't an issue. Don't lower your expectations on my account, boss. I try to do the best with the time I have. Don't expect miracles, but I think this rough draft sounds pretty good. Clover clicks about on her computer and opens up a complex-looking program with dials and buttons all over the place. I stare at it. Even my glasses on, everything starts merging together. What program is this exactly? This is a pretty standard tool for digital composers. It's kinda tricky to use at first, but it gets the job done. I just realized some of the things there are too loud. In a second, I'll just set the levels for you. I watch Clover as she works. Though my eyes are trained on the screen, I can't make heads nor tails of the complex process unfolding before me. That's me when you freaking show me what's the name of it? The Adobe programs. I literally am not capable of using them. They probably are easy, but I lack the concentration to sit on them. Like both the one for the images, so Photoshop, and the ones for the videos. That's not for me, I guess. Camtasia is my type of video editing software. It couldn't be any easier, to be honest. Anyway, boom. She's opening a lot of drop-down menus. Seriously, a lot of drop-down menus. I make myself comfortable on Clover's bed while I wait, hugging one of her many stuffed pillows on my chest. Show an interest in Clover's work. Stay silent. Boom. Hey Clover!
What is it, Nekohime?
I was just wondering, how did you get involved in digital music?
Huh? We've been friends for like 10 years and you're only just asking?
I always knew you were interested in music, but I've never seen you work on it before. I didn't realize how involved it all was. I always assumed Clover's interest in music was nothing more than a passing fancy. Because I knew nothing about it, it was easy for me to write it off as a mere whim. But that was naive. Now I can see just how difficult it is. It must have taken Clover a long time to learn how to do this. Almost as long as it took me to learn Java and C++. I used to sneak books from the local library back home. When I finished my homework, I would lie in bed at night poring over the books. I had to do it in secret. I knew my parents would be angry if they discovered I was doing anything extraneous that would distract me from my studies. I mean, technically, no matter how you look at it, if they notice that you study programming, I'm pretty sure they would be capable of getting the fact that from programming, if you are good at it, really good, you can, let's face it, earn a lot. And I'm pretty sure that would lead them to getting the understanding of the fact that, first of all, they want to learn, you to learn a lot, right? But you also gave interest to something that will most definitely allow you to have a rather decent life, right? I mean, from that you can have that. It's a lot of work, that's for sure, but still, it's profitable. Anyway, I wonder if Clover was the same.
Well, I guess it is. It does look pretty complex to a newbie, but I've been working this for a while. It's second nature now.
But what drove you to start making your own music?
That's an interesting question. You might not know it, but when I was younger, I used to take piano lessons.
You did?
Yeah, my mother's a piano teacher. Didn't I tell you?
You might have brought it up once or twice. Clover mentioned it a few years ago, when our friendship was still online only. I think it must have been when we were still in middle school. More than once, when Clover and I were on voice chat, she had to mute her mic because that dulcet sounds of chopsticks played out of key and out time were drifting from the living room. I never knew she had, once upon a time, been one of those people who helplessly tried to march their way through baby's first piano songs. I should have known better. Clover is the type of person who will try anything once. Even potato-flavored ice cream. I'd try it. I mean, it's ice cream, so...
My mother taught me when I was a kid, too. I started when I was 5.
How long did you play?
A little while. I quit before I started middle school, but I must have been doing it for 4 or 5 years at least.
Whoa! I blink, impressed. I've never once played an instrument. I wouldn't know where to begin. My parents aren't particularly creative. They never encouraged me to do anything with my spare time other than study. Oh. Maybe I was wrong about you you know, learning programming and then finding out about it in the end. Could you still play the piano now?
Probably. It's like riding a bike. You don't forget it. I quit when I started middle school because I want to take part in a bunch of sports clubs. The piano kinda ate into my time.
You used to play football, didn't you?
Yep, and I ran track. I was one of the fastest in the school.
She played football. Yes, my kind of girl. You're such a tomboy.
Must be because I have 4 brothers.
Can they play the piano too?
Nah, I wanted them to, but they said it was too girly.
I thought playing the piano would be too girly for you too.
Hehehe, full of surprises.
Evidently.
But even after I stopped playing the piano, I was still interested in music. I just never had the time to focus on it.
You were too busy with your dazzling middle school life. Clover's experience in the education system was far, far different from mine. She was quite a popular girl at middle school and high school too. She was cheerful and energetic, even if she wasn't particularly bright, and she had a lot of friends. The exact opposite of me. And yet despite that, she still found time to maintain daily correspondence with me over the internet. Her weird awkward friend from the other side of Japan. If I didn't have Clover back then, my life would have been miserable.
You know, I think you're the one who got me interested in music again.
Really?
Really. It was when we decided we'd make a game together someday. I can draw very well, and I'm not good at writing. I got bored too easily. But music's different. It's something I've loved since I was a kid, and I always wanted to give it another shot.
So you started studying?
I mean, you were working so hard, reading all those complicated books about coding. I thought since I was the one who suggested we should make a game, I should step it up too.
You learned how to do all this? I gestured towards her computer monitor. For my sake.
Of course! I mean, we are best friends! Plus I enjoy it a lot, so everybody wins!
Doesn't staring at all the sliders and drop-downs give you a headache?
It did at first. I was totally lost. It's still making music, but digital music is super different from playing the piano.
I can imagine.
With the piano, all you've got to worry about is the bass composition, but when you're working with digital instruments, you have to start thinking about the mixing and mastering too.
Mixing?
How to balance all the instruments, if a sound will play together, or if anything's being drowned out.
It sounds technical.
It is, but I need to give my brain a workout every once in a while. So,
Clover slaps her palm against her desk. She's beaming.
Do you want to hear my first draft for the title theme?
Yeah, I do. My lips quirked upwards into a small smile. I can't hardly believe it. Clover and I. Our dream is coming true. Finally, after 10 years, the fruits of our labor are beginning to take shape. Hey, I want to hear that theme as well. Hey! The next day.
Oh, did you start coding it together already?
That's right. I made the engine myself, so it's rather basic, but I don't think visual novels need to be too complex.
So long as there's an option to skip the text you've already read, and enough save slots, you really can't go wrong.
Also, I was trying to make the GUI look as unintrusive as possible, so it doesn't interfere with the reading experience. But what do you think?
Let me take a look.
I slide my laptop over to Sugi. She sits in her lap and peers at it, one hand beneath her chain, for sure. Chin! She blinks.
You made this entire engine yourself?
I had to look a few things up online, but more or less.
You know, there are a lot of visual novel engines out there you can use already. There's Spawn Scripter, but that's quite old. And there's also Kari. Senpai is free and has a lot of functionality, but it's typically used by Western developers. It also isn't compatible with heavily animated sprites. Yeah, I know there are some engines online, but I wanted to make one myself. So it does everything you want to do?
Exactly. If you want to do something done properly, you should do it yourself.
You really are a control freak, Nekohime.
Maybe, but I didn't spend all the time learning how to code for nothing. Clover's working hard on music, so I need to work hard too.
But you're already doing the writing.
That's true, but I mean, it wouldn't feel like our project if we didn't make absolutely everything ourselves. I want our circle to have our own engine. We deserve to have our own engine. I don't want anybody or anything else getting away.
Oh, Nekohime, you're such a hard worker.
Suki smiles and pats the top of my head.
Yeah.
I pour batting at her hand with my curled up fingers. Suki fools around with the test built for Nekohime for a while. As far as visual novel engines go, it's quite simple. You can advance the text by press space, shift, or using the mouse. Wait, you can do that with shift? What? No, you can't. Space, yes. Enter, yes, but shift, no. It's different engine, I guess. I also added the controller functionality, so a prospective player could use a VS4 or Hexbox controller to play the visual novel if they want. Let's see. It works! God damn it! The player can control the speed the text advances in the preferences menu. Menus can be accessed by left-clicking with the mouse or by clicking on the buttons listed at the side of the textbook. They are called quick links. Okay. It's a system that runs exactly like any other visual novel, but I'm still proud of it. It took me a few days, despite how simple it is, and I'm glad my hard work paid off. Suki looks impressed, at least. She nods her head and gives me a thumbs up.
It's good. Are you sure that GUI isn't too ugly?
GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. I want to say interference, but whatever. In this case, the GUI refers to the textbook and the menus. Yes, I made them myself in PhotoStore, but I'm no graphics designer. They fulfill their basic purpose, but they are not particularly eye-catching.
Well, let me see.
Suki points towards the textbook. She taps the screen with one pink fingernail.
I think this is too blocky, and it obscures too much of the screen. One of the biggest appeals of visual novel is the visuals. If the textbooks obscure the sprites and backgrounds too much, it gets in the way.
Should I make it thinner?
And transparent, maybe. Let's see. What would you say the main theme of the story is?
Mates and run-maidens.
Exactly. We should have some sort of visual motive running through the GUI that fits into the overarching theme.
So, maybe some free ribbons or some teacups?
That's it! If we put a teacup here, then...
Suki gets her tablet and starts doing a rough sketch, her tongue poking out of the corner of her mouth. Less than 10 seconds later, she hands the tablet over to me.
Ta-da!
I tilt my head to one side. Though it's only a mock-up, Suki's rendition of the textbook has a lot more character than my own. My placeholder textbox was a blocky thing made of one solid core, but this textbox has a lot of character. It's white with red ribbons about the edges, which ties nicely into the Shrine Maiden theme, and there's a teacup in the bottom right hand corner to add some visual flair.
Do you like it?
It's adorable!
I might have to do a few tweaks here and there, but this should work. When I finish with it, do you want me to upload it on my folder? Then you can drop it into the game.
That's a great idea.
And about the other menus?
The save, load and preferences menus?
We should spice them up to following a small theme like so.
Suki begins sketching on her tablet.
What about this?
The facelift Suki is given to the menu screens really adds some life to the game. The menus follow a similar pattern as the text box, using the same color scheme and visual motifs, tying it all together nicely. Just like a present, wrapped up in a shiny paper.
It's so cute! I know, right? Having a functional visual novel engine of our very own is nice, but we have to dress it up a bit. It's these small details that will really catch a buyer's eye.
You must have played a lot of visual novels.
Well, quite a few. There wasn't much else to do back in the shrine other than practice my calligraphy.
Suki shudders.
Plus, cute girls are justice. I love them more than I love 3 square meals a day. There are some really impressive character designs in visual novels. A lot of love and care gets put into making these girls visually distinct but adorable.
I see. I guess when it comes to visual novels, the novel part has a tendency to take a backseat. It makes sense. When you purchase a visual novel, the visuals are the first thing you see. They are splashed all over the packaging of the box. Now I'm curious. What does your grandma think about your hobbies?
She doesn't know. I hid all my visual novels from her. If she knew I had a huge collection of dating sims, she'd have freaked out. Well, since I moved and I couldn't take any of my stuff with me, she might have found them by now.
Suki sighs.
That will be a pain to explain if I see her again.
When you see her again, you will be incredibly rich from the sales of Nekohime and it won't matter.
I hope so.
Suki yawns and stretches, her arm clicks.
I finished up a couple of backgrounds, so I kinda want to take it easy for the rest of the day. Is it alright if I start polishing up the guy? GUI?
Or should I be calling it actually GUI?
That's taking it easy. It's not as time consuming as line art or shading. And playing around with fonts and text placement is kinda fun.
Okay, I have a few scenes left to do, so maybe I'll finish those up.
Do you wanna work on it together? You can drop the
God damn it! Whip GUI!
file exactly into the visual novel and we can brainstorm some of the finer details. That way we'll be able to make something we both like.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I find it hard to work with other people. I mean, I'm not really used to it.
Oh, alright then.
Suki frowns.
It was just a suggestion. I thought it might have saved time, but if you don't want to, we don't have to. I just hope you realize that at some point in your life, you don't need to keep struggling like this. If you want help, just ask for it. Isn't that what friends are for?
The next day. Alright, Nekohime, you can do this. I stare at the screen of my laptop, my eyes narrowed. The screen is blank, like a sheet of pure white paper. It's my duty to fill it with neat strings of characters. I will do it. I won't let anybody get in the way, least of all myself. You can do this. My fingers rest over the keyboard, suspended in midair. I swallow. My whole body feels tense and taut. You can do this. I repeat it under my breath like a mantra. You can do this, you can do this, you can... I let my fingertips fall against the keys. Tsubaki squeezed Nobuko's bountiful milk spheres between her fingers. What? The flesh spilled out over their fingertips appallingly, while helpless moans and cries. No! I slammed the lid of my laptop shut. I can do it. It's impossible. How can an inexperienced girl like me, who's never had sex before, write a sex scene? There's no way! What on earth was I thinking? At the breakfast table the next day.
Are you alright, Nekohime?
Clover looks at me anxiously. I sigh, jabbing the prongs of my fork into my chocolate crepe. The chocolate sauce spills out both ends, leaking sticky strands across the plate. Kind of like a scene in my visual novel. Tsubaki's petals, moist and glossing, were engorged with lust and dripping sweet nectar everywhere. My face flushes. I feel like I'm going to be sick.
Hey, Nekohime! Earthquake on Nekohime! Ah!
Clover waves a hand in front of my face.
Are you still in there?
I push Clover's hands away. I'm fine.
You don't look fine. Your face is as white as chalk and you have bags under your eyes.
Yeah, well, I stayed up late last night.
Doing what?
Writing. Trying to write anyway. It's much harder to write a sex scene than I thought.
Hey guys.
The door opens with a foot. Suki walks into the kitchen, a bright smile on her face, and plops down to a chair beside Clover's.
I just had a thought. Oh, what is it? Our visual novel is being made on a short deadline, but we want it to be as good as possible, don't we? Of course!
I look at Suki, sleepily rubbing my eyes with the back of my arm. That's such an idea. I'd never agreed to have my name attached to a super product.
Hey, that's our Nekohime. She's always so serious.
You say that it's like it's a bad thing.
No. I think it's adorable.
That's more than a little patronizing.
Anyway.
Suki slams her palms against the table.
I was thinking how to draw the most realistic sex scenes possible.
It's a good thing I didn't egg a mouthful of my crepe, or I might have choked on it. I don't really want to think about sex right now. I don't mind thinking about it now. Not at the breakfast table. Why not? Not after my miserable failed attempt to write a sex scene last night. Okay, kind of. Maybe that makes sense. I don't know. Never tried to write one. Whatever. You know, I talk with my sleeves shiny.
I haven't written any of the sections yet. I'm finding it a little difficult. That's fine. Maybe in drawings will be able to inspire you. Honestly, I haven't been able to find an inspiration for the drawings myself. I think I might need a frame of reference.
Can't you just watch porn?
I tried, but it feels so impersonal. I can't get emotionally invested at all.
True. Do you need to be emotionally invested to draw porn? Yes?
Of course you do. There has to be an emotional investment, or the drawings will come out stiff and lifeless. It's a problem for any artist drawing any piece, whether it's a tree or a fruit bowl or a boat on the ocean. But when it comes to sex, the emotional investment is even more important. We want to excite our readers, but we also want them to feel a close connection to the cute female characters. We want it to be erotic and sexy, but most importantly, it should be heartwarming. The sex scenes shouldn't feel like cheap, tacked-on fanservice for a cheap thrill. The sex should feel integral to the narrative, inseparable from the characters, and utilized carefully to display new sides of their personalities. Oh, that's okay for you. You always think about these things so thoroughly. Somebody has to.
And here I was thinking you were just a pervert.
Me? A pervert? Never! If we're going to add porn to our visual novel, I just want to make sure we do it properly, that's all. When I use reference to my art, for my art, I prefer to take inspiration from things that surround me in the real world. It gives my artwork that extra personal touch, you know? And
a mischievous smile quirks at the corners of Suki's lips.
I think I know exactly what to do. Hey, Suki! Why are you looking at me?
Why was she looking at her? Another day passes. By now the game's really starting to shape up. All these small bugs have been ironed out and the engine works more or less as intended. The guy has been finished and thanks to Suki's best art skills, it has a lot of polish. All the menus share a light theme, and the color palette used throughout the visual novel is consistent and appealing. The base script is finished, clocking it at around 38,000 characters. I still have a few browns and extra scenes left to write, but I estimate this should only take a couple of days. The character sprites and backgrounds have been completed, leaving only the CGs. And 4 out of 8 of the music tracks have been finalized, with a further 4 still in the preliminary period. I even managed to write a few sex scenes thanks to the little show and tell Suki arranged for me yesterday. With 6 days left until manga market, everything is going smoothly. Maybe it's going a little too smoothly, in fact.
And with a tremulous moan, the walls of Nobuko's pussy tightened about Tsubaki's long slender digit. No!
I cross my room in 2 steps and push Clover away from my laptop. She staggers, small smirk rises to her lips.
Oh, what's wrong? Nekohime can't handle the heat?
That's not it, I
don't want to read my sex scenes out loud, that's all. And why not?
It's private.
Private is it? Well, I have news for you, Nekohime. When we release this babe at manga market, hundreds of people are going to read these sex scenes that you wrote with such love and care. I didn't write them with love and care. That makes it sound loud. Oh, are you saying it isn't loud?
Clover raises her an eyebrow. She leans forward, peering over my shoulder, and starts read.
Tsubaki squeezed Nobuko's sizable breast between her fingers. The flesh spilled out over her fingertips in an appealing manner, while helpless moans and cries. Enough! That's enough! That's what I said yesterday, but nobody listened to me.
Look, if you're unhappy about that, you should talk to Suki, not me.
But you're a lot more fun to tease. Clover!
Clover smiles mischievously.
You know, Nobuko is based on me. If anybody has the right to read about her first time, it's me.
But I haven't finished ending yet.
Then I'll give you some suggestions.
I want to look over it myself first.
So you can touch yourself while thinking about poor Nobuko's flower oozing sweet nectar all over? Shut up!
If I were holding my laptop, I'd put my fingers in my ears. Clover seems to have recovered from her ordeal yesterday. I thought seeing such a cute helpless sign of her was a little strange at first, but now I begin to wish that lushy, shuddering Clover was back. She's easier to deal with than that teasing one who knows where all my weak points are and exploit them shamelessly for maximum damage.
I still can't believe it. You're so pure and innocent, but you've been writing filth. Maybe this whole time you've actually been a huge pervert.
I'm not a pervert. I'm not even that interested in sex.
Yeah, my hips are moving on their own, moaned Nobuka's Tsubaki's fingers. Can't you drop the inner walls of her tidying?
No! Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
I wonder what your parents would think about all of this, Nekohime. Look how far their cute, precious little daughter has fallen.
Clover, if you tell my parents about this, I will kill you.
With what? Your embarrassment?
No! I'll smother you to death with this pillow. And I mean it. I don't think I've ever wanted to kill somebody as much as I want to kill Clover right now. Alright. The next day. I think that should take care of it. I yawn and stretch, raising my arms above my head. The joints in my elbow click alarmingly. Maybe it's a sign. I should drink more milk. I've been holed in my room last 8 hours, working on those extra scenes for Nekohime. Now I'm proud to say the whole script has been finished, including branches and alternate scenes. The final story is around 45,000 characters, which is a little longer than originally anticipated, but that shouldn't be a problem. If anything, I'm sure most people will consider it a bonus. With the writing complete, I have to start programming it together. I have less than a week, but it shouldn't prove to be totally difficult a challenge. Scripting a visual novel is incredibly easy for you if you format everything correctly. The most time-consuming part will be defining all the characters and altering their expressions. But I'm sure I can do it. No, I will do it! Failure isn't an option! A couple of days later. The script has been proofread and fully implemented in the visual novel engine. The sprites and backgrounds have all been inserted too. I've coded in the character expressions and everything seems to be working fine. Now all I'm waiting on for is the last music track and a couple of CGs. When these elements have been delivered, the entire visual novel will be finished. Nekohime is nearing completion. I can't hardly believe it. The three of us really worked hard. All our sweat, blood and tears went into this product. And soon we'll be able to unveil it to the general public. I'm so excited I hardly ate my breakfast that morning!
Hey Nekohime!
Clover glanced at mine curiously, setting her chopsticks down to one side. There is a grain of rice stuck to her cheek, but I don't point it out. Under normal circumstances, I would wave a small sigh and roll up my eyes, but the circumstances right now are anything but normal. Even if some things are still the same. Clover is a good cook, but she's quite a mess eater. She slaps her miso soup, picks her teeth with loose fish bones, and always gets rice stuck to her face.
Are you right?
I'm fine.
But you keep pushing your rice porridge around in your bowl. Doesn't it taste good?
Do you feel sick? Suki gets to her feet and presses the palm of her hand against my forehead.
I don't think you have a temperature. No, that isn't it. I can't let myself get sick now. No, not when we've come so far. I wouldn't. That's the spirit.
Suki giggles and sits back down. Clover meanwhile gives me a hearty slap on the back. She slaps with a little too much enthusiasm actually. Oh! Honestly, it's kind of painful.
Oh, Nekohime.
Suki smiles, coiling a strand of black hair around one finger.
You act so cool and aloof, but you might be even more passionate than we are.
Well, I like giving things my all. Well, I managed to have some error a little bit. As you know, I always record my commentary using the tablet because somehow it has a better mic than what I have in the store. Plus, that way I don't have to use any other software on PC to record the commentary separately, which means it doesn't drain the computer so much. And somehow I managed to turn it off. Actually, it's the first time it happened. Anyway, well, I like giving things my all. Now that I think about it, I prepared tea for myself and I didn't take it. Damn it.
I can tell you're a very hard worker.
And our hard work is almost finished. That's what I was thinking about.
Are you so excited you can't eat?
Something like that. I just thinking soon we'll be at Manga Market, sing our game to hundreds of people. I press a hand against my chest. Hundreds of people are going to read something I wrote on an engine I coded with Clover's amazing music.
Oh, amazing is it? I never thought I'd hear you praise me that much, Nekohime.
Don't get used to it. I would want you to get swollen head.
Hey, that sounds more like Nekohime I know I love.
But then, I guess I never realized just how serious you were about making a game before. I thought it was another one of your whims. I was wrong.
Yep, if only I can be serious from time to time.
I see that now. You've been trying real hard the whole time and it made me see you in a new way. It made me respect you.
Well, thank you.
You're an important member of the team, Clover. I'm really glad we're such good friends. You mean a lot to me. We're able to make our dream come true after so many years. And that's really amazing. I'm so happy I can't sleep and I can't think and I can't eat.
Hey now, we're glad you're happy, but that doesn't sound very healthy.
That's right. You might be overthinking things a little too much. Maybe. I do that a lot.
You rest still the same, Nekohime, we know and love.
I'm not old.
It's a figure of speech. But you do look quite tired.
Do you want a sip of my coffee?
No,
thank you.
But black coffee is the best for giving you energy.
I pull a face. Coffee is bitter, particularly black coffee. I can't stand bitter things. The world is bitter enough as it is. I'd rather eat dirt. It will probably taste better.
Suit yourself.
Suk picks up her cup of coffee elegantly and takes a sip.
I think black coffee has a very mature, refined flavor. It's the pinnacle of mankind's achievements.
No, it's not. Whatever. You can say what you want, but I know the truth. Nobody really likes coffee.
Maybe little girls like you don't, who only drink hot chocolate.
There is nothing wrong with hot chocolate.
Of course not, if you're 5.
Why you? I grit my teeth together. People can insult me all day long, but insulting sugar, that's taking it a step too far. Sugar is delicious. It's the only thing that gets me out of bed in the mornings. At least it was. Until I started making this visual novel. It gave me a new reason to live. A purpose, if you will. And now it's nearly over. Maybe that's why I feel so weird this morning. It's not anxiety over the thought of other people reading my visual novel. For I must admit, I'm also anxious. It's anxiety over what I'll do next with my life. I've never felt this fulfilled before. Not ever. The visual novel anchored me. It gave me a goal. Something to strive for. Without it, what will I do?
Hey, Nekohime!
What?
Don't even think about getting more on us.
How could you tell?
We're friends. Of course we can tell.
Clover. It's still way too early to start worrying. I have to finish up the last few CGs. Clover has to work on that final song. You'll need to proofread the script a few times for spelling errors. And we still need to work on all the decorations for our stall. Let's not forget we have to burn all those onto the freaking DVDs. Since we're going to Manga Market, we have to dress up our stall to be as eye-catching as possible. And yourselves.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Can you create a poster?
That's the plan. In fact, Suki's eyes glimmer. I think we should. Right now.
Really?
Yep. I bought some paint supplies and poster board, so all we need to do is get the creative juices flowing. But I'm not very good at drawing.
When I paint, I always go out of the lines. My students are better at painting than I am.
That's fine. You two can always give me some ideas. Since we work on the visual novel together, I want us to work on the poster together. It will be a bonding experience. And she gets her beat and ruffles the top of my head.
You'll be busy, so busy you won't be able to worry.
Is Suki doing this for my sake? She's trying to take my mind off things. I didn't trust Suki at first, but she really is a nice girl. She is. She really is. Welcome back to the garden.
There's no better sign than the pretty young girls in their bikinis.
Okay. I have to admit that might be true. Giving it some more thought, maybe Suki isn't that nice after all. I can feel my face flushing. I'm still not used to wearing this bikini, or showing off so much skin.
Yes. You're both such charming maidens. Thank you very much.
I pout, puffing out my cheeks like a squirrel might.
Was this just a ploy to get us into our bikinis? Well, maybe. Suki, you're such a bad girl. I know.
Suki licks her lips seductively.
But you love it, don't you?
No, I don't love it at all!
Not even a little bit. Well, relax, Nekohime.
Clover snakes behind me and takes hold of my wrist with both hands. What? Hey, what are you? Clover raised my arms in the air so I'm posed like a cross. There's something familiar about this position.
Is this that famous from Titanic? Exactly! Fly, Rosemary!
I know Rosemary!
But can't you feel the wind in your hair? Isn't it great?
It does feel quite nice, actually. It's a pleasant day and the sunshine shimmers down from above. It warms the top of my head and my bare shoulders. I'm going to get a tan if I'm not careful. A gentle breeze toys with my hair. My bare toes curl against the warm grass. I shiver. With Clover's fingers about my wrist and the sunlight on my skin. It really does feel good. During moments like this, I have to wonder, why do I stay cooped up inside all day? The birds in the trees twitter in the background. It's almost like they are thinking too. No, they don't.
Anyway, enough messing around. As you can see, I have the poster boards and paint buckets all set up.
So you do.
Oh, look at all the pretty colors!
Clover's eyes light up. She relinquishes her hold on my wrist and starts examining the veritable cornucopia of art supplies arranged on the grass. When Suki said she bought paint, she was joking. There really are a lot of paints in all different colors too. There are the primary colors, red, blue, yellow. But there are other, more interesting shades too. Meadow green. Shimmering silver. Princess pink. Imaginative indigo. Blood orange. I have no freaking idea what kind of green, what kind of silver want. Okay, princess pink might be like super blinding pink. But imaginative indigo? Blood orange? What the hell are those colors? And I'm not trying to be pretentious. I'm just reading the labels on the paint buckets. Oh. How much did this all cost? Suki waves one arm carelessly.
Money is no object when it comes to making a masterpiece.
I think it is an object. I don't want to end up like Van Gogh.
So, my girls,
Suki smiles, picking up a paintbrush in both hands.
Let's make a start on the art.
I'm up for something like that. Now, how on earth did this happen? When Suki said she was going to make art, I didn't think she meant performance art. This kind of art is so raunchy, it would never be accepted in any art exhibit. It's art exhibitionism, more like.
Suki, that tickles! Come on now, Clover. The fun is only just beginning.
At least it sounds like they're enjoying themselves. You guys. Clover and Suki are lying together on the grass in a very suggestive sticky embrace covered from tip to toe in thick, dripping paint. Clover's body is coated up to her neck in meadow green. Okay, so that's meadow green. Where Suki is proudly spotting a coat of princess pink. Okay, so it was not that type of pink I thought it might be. Whatever. And that isn't all. Their bodies are pressed close together and their breasts slide against one another. The paint stuck to their skin mixes when they hold one another close, resulting in a brand new shade. I'm not sure what I'd call this unholy combination of meadow green and precious pink myself. Sinner's brown? Hey, relaxing is important, but we have a bunch of canvas to work on. We don't need to paint our bodies too.
But Nekohime!
Suki pouts, her breast continues slide across Clover's. The paint must have reduced the friction between them, making them warm and wet and... No. Stop that, Nekohime!
This is much more fun!
We didn't come out here to have fun. We came here to make a poster for our stall, remember?
I know, but I want to try mixing the colors a little.
You don't need to mix the colors. You have more colors out there than a bag of kettles.
But I wanted to see what kind of color Clover and I could make together. Oh, Suki, you're so bold.
I know, right? Suki dips her head and presses a kiss against Clover's cheek. There isn't anywhere else Suki can press kisses, considering Clover's body is almost entirely cloaked in paint. I shake my head, trying to stem a blush. You two are unbelievable.
We're just having fun. We're nearly finished with our vision well. Nekohime, it calls for celebration. That's right. Why don't you join us?
You want me to get all wet and sticky like you?
Hmm.
Suki licks her lips.
It sounds even more delectable when you say it like that.
My face burns. You too, you.
Yes?
Suki's fingers brush against Clover's flesh. They leave a sticky pink trail along the smooth curve of her stomach and the soft incline of her belly button. Clover whimpers, her body trembles.
Are you enjoying the view?
Hardly.
Then why are you still watching?
I'm making sure you don't die of lead poisoning, you idiot.
Don't worry about me, Nekohime. I'm an artist. I know how to treat my paints well.
So saying, Sakura runs her tongue along Clover's neck.
Yeah, it's ticklish. You really are cute, Clover. Really? Yeah, you're my muse. I feel so inspired right now.
Suki's fingers continue to run along Clover's skin. She teases her nipples between her fingertips. I'm going to make our
poster stand out for certain. It will be the most eye-catching image in all of the manga market. I hope it isn't illegal. It's all being good taste. Don't worry so much, Nekohime.
How can I not worry when you look like that? If I squint my eyes, I can almost imagine they are being devoured by a slime monster. That didn't even cross my mind. But okay. A particularly perverse slime monster. Then again, is there any other kind of slime monster?
Don't you want to inspire me too, Nekohime? Come!
Suki gestures towards me with a few paint-flecked fingers. Though she's covered in the stuff, I can still see her pink nail polish clinging stubbornly to her fingertips. She's still wearing those headphones too. Isn't she worried she'll break them?
Come on, and be my muse.
I don't know if it's all the same to you.
Why not? It really does feel good, Nekohime.
Don't cats like relaxing in the sun? Maybe they do, but they don't like being covered in paint. Breathing in the fumes is toxic.
Maybe that's why I feel so lightheaded.
Goodness gracious. I sigh, rolling my eyes to your heavens. Just what am I going to do with them? They are both ridiculous! And yet, a smile quirks at the corners of my lips regardless. I can't help it. Spending time with Clover and Suki really is fun. They've enriched my life more than they know. More than I'll ever let them know. I hope these happy days never come to an end. But as the old saying goes, all things come to pass. Nothing good can last forever. And with 2 days left to spare until manga market.
Yay! We've done it!
Suki throws a pillow in the air in excitement. Clover meanwhile jumps up in the air. So does her ponytail. And her breasts, which are threatening to explode from the confines of her ridiculous shirt.
We did it! I can't believe it!
I blink, staring at the screen of my laptop. The words on the screen, "The End," are starting to blur. I wonder why. 3 of us sat down in my room to play through our game from start to finish with all the sprites, background CGs, sound effects and songs in place. And 3 hours later, it's finally over. 45,000 words is for 3 hours? Okay. The fruits of our hard labor. We've reached it. The end. The credits starts to scroll on the screen. They're relatively short credits, they have to be. This visual novel was made by competition of our efforts. Just the three of us. Clover, Suki and I. Everything was made by us. The engine, the artwork, the writing, the music, even the sound effects. We didn't outsource anything. We didn't use any stock assets from the internet. We didn't use any royalty-free material. It all came from our hard work, our passionate efforts. And now, it's over. We just need to make the physical copies, which should take the majority of tomorrow. And then on Saturday we'll go to Manga Market. We'll set up our stall. And we'll sell our visual novel. The visual novel we all made together. I sniffle. My nose feels stuffy. My eyes hurt. Could it be tears? Am I really crying?
Wow, Nekohime, are you getting emotional? No!
I shake my head. My cheeks are burning bright red despite myself.
I'm fine. Just allergies. Allergies? Yeah, sure. You're happy we finished our project, aren't you?
Of course I'm happy because it means I'm through with this nonsense. Finally can go back to my day job, and you two won't bother me all the time, and my vision gets blurrier and blurrier. The room swims.
I really will be lonely. Ah, Nekohime. You're too adorable. Come here.
So saying, Clover and Suki pulls me into a tight warm part. It's a little warm actually, and Suki's breasts are pressing against my face so I can't breathe. Still, I'm not unhappy about this situation. In fact, though I'm crying, I don't think I've ever been happier. I achieved something really great with the help of my friends. This won't be the end, you know. It won't.
No.
Suki moves away from me. She's smiling brightly, her whole face shimmering.
Miko Mate is going to be a huge success. That's right. We're gonna make all the money. And then we'll make a sequel. A prequel. A whole series. We'll populate the world with other girls who have unreasonably huge boobs. And we'll bring a lot of smiles to everyone. But how do you know? We don't know, but we have to believe.
Now that I think about it, that's what Sakura games, right? Cute girls, huge breasts, luckily enough not too huge. I mean, luckily enough, Wing Cloud doesn't overdo it with the sizes of the breasts. I'd say they are like somehow perfectly sized. Right? Anyway,
it's the power of positive thinking.
Suki winks. Clover gives me a peace sign. I look between the two of them, so fiercely confident in our creation, and I nod my head. I should be like that too. I should smile. Just like them. I should look upon this as an ending. It's a new beginning. But the only question is, achievement log publisher. After we reach the credit sequence, what happens next? Thank you. What? Thank you for what? Did I get the ending without the girls? Waffle. Okay. Character art Inma. Wait, it's not Wanaka? Oh. Fataline Alpha. Or Third Line Alpha. Okay. Badriel. Ran from the circle, bastard tail music. And finally, I've got what I was waiting for. The clock with freaking indicators. Exilim. Relaxation. So something happens after the credits. Okay, when my emotional tears finally abated, Clover suggested with a bright smile, like always, that we should have a party. Suki was all for it. I was a little more skeptical. In my experience, parties tend to involve 3 key components. I've outlined them for you, for your convenience. Component 1. Loud, often headache-inducing music. Component 2. Too much alcohol. Component 3. People who have drunk too much alcohol getting A. emotional, B. aggressive, or C. too touchy-feely. And I was right. Not about the aggression, thank goodness, but... well, maybe about the aggression too. Drunken Clover can get awfully vindictive after losing a few rounds of Mario Party. The three of us had too much to drink, played a lot of video games, and ate too many snacks. Actually, I don't think it's possibly too many snacks, not if I said snacks are covered in sugar, but my other 2 points still stand. I'm surprisingly good at holding my liquor, actually better than Clover, for she looks like the sort of who has wild parties every single day. She doesn't, of course. She's an elementary school teacher. I'm even better at holding my liquor than Suki, as it transpires. After her 4th, or was it 5th, glass of sour plum wine, she collapsed on the couch in the living room fast asleep. Okay, she's freaking weak with alcohol, if you ask me. I thought about drawing something on her face with a marker pen, but I didn't. Good. Clover did instead. Oh, god damn it. Suki's chest rises and falls in her sleep. Her lips are pursed in slumber. Her black hair is masked up, coming free from its 2 pigtails, but she's still wearing her headphones. She's hardly ever takes them off. I wonder if she showers with them too. Clover and I watch over her. Clover giggles, capping the marker pen with a snap. Clover's face is flushed. She is staggering. When she talks, she stumbles over her words. She really is drunk.
We're such a bad girl. Our little Suki is actually a huge lightweight.
I sigh, my arms folded beneath my chest. It's because she was born in a shrine. She probably didn't have much of a chance to drink back at home.
I guess not. Her grandma probably wouldn't approve.
It sounds like her grandma didn't approve of anything.
Yeah, she told me a bit about her. Surely was an old crone.
Well, she's safe with us now. So, safe is a dubious word choice, given the pair of glasses and the mustache scrawled across her face in a marker pen. Maybe I'll wipe it off later, before she wakes up. You didn't use permanent marker, did you?
I'm not actually sure.
You're terrible.
Hey, I can't be held responsible for my actions. I'm drunk.
You have no right to crow over Suki. You're even worse with alcohol than she is.
Not.
You are.
No way.
Clover hiccups and clings to my arm, nuzzling her head against my shoulder.
I'm not drunk at all.
You're not helping your case.
That could be your sense of self.
Somebody has to be. Clover prods at my cheek. I frown. Stop that.
Don't wanna.
Prod. Seriously, stop it.
Or what?
Or this. I take hold of Clover's hand and guide it to my mouth. Then, before Clover can push me away, I bite down the tip of her finger. I don't bite hard enough for it to hurt, but Clover's eyes snap open to comical proportions. She jumps back, starting on uneasy legs and shrieks.
Yeah! Nekohime, you monster!
Suki still collapsed on the couch, twitches. For a few minutes, I worry she's going to open her eyes. But then she sighs softly and turns over, nuzzling her desecrated face into one of the cushions. I sigh. You, Clover, should be a bit more considerate.
Don't use such a long word, please, I can't understand.
And you're supposed to be a teacher. Good grief, what are you teaching the youth of today?
I tell them if life tries to hit them, they should hit life hard back, like this.
Clover prods my cheek again with her finger. I feel like pointing out that wasn't a punch, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't want to encourage her. When she is drunk, Clover can be dangerous. Clover can be dangerous enough when she's awake, but it's worse when she's been drinking. Why were you telling your students to punch people?
No, Nekohime, you don't understand. Not people, just life.
And how would one go about punching an abstract concept?
With their fists, of course.
Of course. Clover makes it sound so simple too. Maybe to her everything is... Alright, we should probably get you to bed.
But I'm not even sleepy.
You're struggling to keep your eyes open.
No, I'm not. I wanna play.
What are you, 5?
I have the heart of a 5-year-old.
Well, you do have all those stuffed toys in your bedroom.
Exactly.
Clover nods triumphantly. Her ponytail bounces. Something else bounces as well. If you really do have the heart of a 5-year-old, you should have gone to bed a long time ago. It's late.
That's boring. Wanna celebrate some more?
We already celebrated.
No, you don't understand.
It's hard to understand you when you keep slurring like that. Now, come on. I grab hold of Clover's hand and march her up the stairs and down the hallway. Clover follows along behind me limply, giggling herself. She doesn't put up much of a fight. Maybe she can't.
I like it when you get rough, Nekohime.
Oh, shut up. I open her bedroom door and usher her inside. Then I made her lie down in her bed. Now, good night.
Even you're going?
Yes.
But why?
I don't want to deal with your drunken antics. Make sure you get some rest and don't complain to me tomorrow if you have a hangover. We might have finished the visual, but we still have a lot of stuff to do. I expect you to pull your weight, headache or no. I stand ready to leave when...
Nekohime!
I feel a wave around my wrist. Clover is grabbing me. Clover. I look back at her. For once, Clover looks vulnerable. Her cheeks are lightly flushed from alcohol, and her eyes are big and wide. They remind me of a deer's. They're imploring.
Please don't go.
You're being ridiculous.
Don't leave me.
I'm not leaving you. We live in the same house.
But...
She whimpers, her lower lip jutting out.
I want to stay with you.
Good grief. I sigh, but my heart is pounding. The look on Clover's face really is adorable. It's so adorable I don't know what to do with myself. That's why I have to go get away, but Clover's making it incredibly difficult.
You're not gonna go, are you?
Clover's lower lip trembles. Though she acts so roughly and blunt, she can be surprisingly tuned when she wants. Is this what they mean by feminine wills? I swallow. I thought I've been friends with Clover for years. She's still good at manipulating me. Nobody else can make my heart flutter like she does. I'm not even that drunk, but I'm starting to blush. Well, when you say it like that, I can go, can I?
Yay, Nekohime, you're so nice. I love you!
You what? Yeah! I squeal in alarm as Clover with sudden burst of strength pulls me down to the bed beside her. Oh. Wait, how do you have? How did she take off the clothes out of you? She pulls me close, winding her arms around my back. Her legs threaten with mine. I can leave, but I don't think I want to. The heat from her body is warm and soft. Her breasts, pushed up against mine, remind me of two steamed custard buns.
Mine now.
Clover clings even closer to me like a cat. That's right, I'm yours.
You really mean it?
Of course. I let my eyes fall shut. It is pretty late and I'm sleepy, plus cuddling up with Clover is so relaxing. Her body is soft and comforting. I never feel this relaxed when I lie in bed on my own. In fact, I'm suffering of an insomniac. I find it hard to get to sleep at night, and I always end up having naps at inopportune moments. Sounds like me a little bit. Especially in the shower. Okay, I've never in my life napped in the shower, so... If I'm with Clover, however, if I rest my head against the cushion of her chest, I could drop off into a deep, dreamless sleep with no problem. Understandable. She really is my best friend. Our bodies fit together so well. But is that something a friend would say to about another friend?
Hey, Sayo.
Clover prods me in the side. I blink, my eyelids fluttering open. Why are you using my real name?
It seems appropriate.
I squirm. It's weird.
Does Suki know your real name?
I don't think I ever told her.
Good.
Why is that good?
I want to call you something on the two of us now. It's like a secret code.
You really are childish.
Maybe.
It's because your family spoils you.
You don't want to spoil me. I'm adorable. You think I'm adorable, don't you, Sayo?
I think you're insufferable sometimes, but... Yes. On rare occasions you can be quiet, adorable. Chica.
What?
Clover, no, Chica. Squeals happily, nuzzling our foreheads together.
You know, I miss this.
What do you mean?
I miss being with you close together like this.
Well, we really are close right now. A little too close. We're so close together our noses are almost bumping. I can feel her breath against my cheek. It's a little sore from the alcohol, but it's not entirely unpleasant. I don't like alcohol very much, but I do like Chica.
Yeah, I mean, I like being with Suki and all, but you're my bestest friend ever, so I like being with you the most.
Really?
Really? These last few days I want to spend more time with you. I want us to hang out like we always used to, just the two of us.
But last week, when you were in the kitchen, I saw you kissing Suki and...
I know what you saw, but it wasn't like serious. We're just playing.
It didn't look like you were playing to me.
I didn't really upset you that bad.
Not at all. But my voice is trembling. Chica has point. I haven't spent as much time with her as usual lately. Partially it was because I was so focused on working on that visual novel. But there was another reason too. A reason I didn't want to admit, not even to myself. It would have made things far too awkward. But avoiding it is childish. Well, I pause, reconsider. Maybe seeing you two kiss did upset me. Just a little.
Only a little.
I swallow, I can taste the alcohol in my breath. Gross, gross, gross. Alright, fine. More than a little.
Ah.
Chica leans in closer still, her fingers straining against my cheek. Her grip about my waist tightens. I shudder being for that, I can't help it. Our skin is pressed so close together, our fists wrapped together while Chica's fingers run along the gentle curves of my back. She's exploring my body like nobody else has.
And why do you think that was, sire?
I don't know.
You might not know what I do.
What's your theory then? What do you think?
Me? Why? It's because you like me, of course.
Really?
That's right, you like me a lot. More than you've ever cared to admit. When Suki arrived, you were worried she was stealing me away from you. But you know what?
What?
Even after I kissed her, you were the only person on my mind. All this time, Sayori, you're the only one that I have wanted. You're the one that I love.
And with that, Chica dips her head and captures my lips with hers. Her kiss is very soft and sweet, despite the bitter aftertaste of alcohol. Everything about her is so warm and cozy. My eyelids fall shut, my lashes bend together. As we kiss our tongues entwining lackadistically, I think. Yeah, she's right. Of course she's right. Nobody knows me like she does. This whole time I really was jealous. I really was jealous. I was jealous of her and Suki's relationship. And that's why I stopped spending so much time alone with her. It hurts so much. But now that we are together, I can say this with certainty. Being with her, holding her in my arms, and trading soft, gentle kisses like this, it feels right. Is this what love is? If this is, then I never want to be without Chica. She's the person I love more than anyone else in the whole wide world. Achievement unlocked. Teacher's pet. So I got Clover's route in the end. Not as I thought I was going for the harem somehow. Anywho, let us end here. Let us end it here. Actually, let me have a look. Browser. Sakura Gamer. Because definitely there are more routes. At least one, right? I think there was only one Sakura game. Actually, there was no harem ending, so I predict there is one in here. Okay, Sakura Gamer endings. Decision places, Clover route, Suki route, and harem route. Alright, so I've got Clover route. Wait, there were 16 choices? Whoa, that's a lot. Okay, so I'm after Suki's route now, so that's what we'll be going on tomorrow. For now, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye bye.